Let's do this. Is my fit clean or no?
Colson Montgomery, I'm 22.
That is the power that one of the top prospects in all of baseball possesses.
And then we got the guy, Noah Schultz.
My name's Noah Schultz. I went to Oswego East High School.
#1 left-handed pitching prospect in all of the minor league system.
Schultz kicks, delivers, swing and a miss. That white bounce slider, nasty.
We got young prospect.
Oh, big camera.
Big donkey.
George Wolkow. I'm 19 years old.
Native swings and deposits one deep to right field.
Graduated from Downers Grove North High School. I mean, I've said this since I got drafted. Like, I want to be a Hall of Famer.
George, when we drafted him, was 6'7", 230 pounds. You know, when he gets his man strength, it's going to be dangerous.
I would say I think about major leagues a lot.
Dude, I don't want to be a prospect, man.
If you don't want to be the best, why are you doing it? This year, it's all confidence. I'm going to respect whatever decision they have.
It's funny, I had to crouch over there.
I feel very confident they're going to be successful major leaguers.
The three guys we've talked about, this is what our future is.
You know, this is a tough game, and it takes a while for these guys to turn into the products that we see at the big league level.
Yo, what's up? First official day, bright and early. Day one, just gonna get our feet wet today, just had physicals. This is my third spring training, so I'm just going out there and trying to help the guys as much as I can.
You know, he's played at pretty much every level in the minor leagues. He got a full season of AAA under his belt. You know, it wasn't a season that we were accustomed to seeing.
Line drive base hit to right center field. White Sox fans will be happy to see that. A season of struggles.
So the grind of the minor leagues, I didn't really know what that was until last year, just because sometimes you're not in the space mentally of where you want to be, and last year I kind of caught myself there. I was just being really hard on myself. I was just trying to be too perfect, and sometimes that really messes with you, and it messed with me a lot last year.
Colson, how did you personally handle the ups and downs of last season?
I mean, yeah, it got to me a little bit, but I would just say at the end of the day, I'm human. There was times where I kind of just didn't move on from the fact I was struggling, and I kind of kept telling myself that I wasn't struggling. But then once I started saying, yeah, I'm going through a little something, what can I do to get out of it? I started doing that kind of at the end of the year into the fall league, and things started to turn around.
Mornings in Arizona, they're so relaxing. Feels so good outside. First couple days wearing cleats, it's always a little rough. What's up? We got good vibes this morning.
One of the biggest things I'm working on this spring training is professionalism, just going about my business and doing my routines and staying with my routines. When you're in the cage and you're on the half field and you're doing the little things like that, those are what really get you ready for the game.
You're looking at a left-handed bat that mans the shortstop position. He's 6'4" with a real presence. He's got hitting ability and he's got power.
You know, he brings a positive energy and attitude every day, and he's getting his work in. He looks comfortable to me, which is important.
I think today's like a perfect day for a first day. Sun's not really out, kind of chilly.
Little cloud cover?
Yeah.
Don't warm up.
That's gonna help with pop-ups. I got it. You want me to go first?
Yes, I do.
We hope that he makes it a difficult decision for us as we put together the opening day roster.
I was a White Sox first-round draft pick in 2022. This is my third spring training heading into it. I was given number 76 this spring training, being a non-roster invitee. Definitely something that you get to pick once you make the team, which is definitely something to work towards. My goal is to really show everybody, you know, who I am as a pitcher.
Noah Schultz is a freak. The first time we saw him, we were in awe of the upside and the talent. I can show you my report. It says, you know, easy comp Randy Johnson, and it's real.
That was a good one. Oh, there's a good one.
He's 6'10". They both have electric stuff. They both could get it up in the upper 90s. Both had wipeout sliders. In fact, I think Noah has a better changeup than Randy Johnson ever did. On the 20 to 80 scale, that's how we grade players' pitches. I gave 𝗏𝗏 a future 80 fastball, a future 70 slider, and a future 60 changeup. That's a combination of elite stuff. 26 seasons with the White Sox, I've never seen that 80 grade put on many players. It doesn't happen very often.
So it's field it and throw it where they say. Yep. Crash back, first look. Good, Dave catch. Crispy. What a day. Let's get everybody. Let's get some high fives. One from everyone. Down the line. One from the camera. Let's go.
Day one, let's get it. Yeah, gotta earn the big league entrance over there. Minor leaguers gotta walk down the side tunnel, but you know, that's part of the grind, part of the game. That's why we're here getting better. So. Being a minor leaguer and walk around down the loading dock tunnel, for a lot of guys it shows you haven't made it, and there's levels to this. This is my second spring training at 𝗏𝗏 Ranch. I was drafted in 2023 by the White Sox, and I'm an outfielder. First official practice of the year, even though we're still 40-something days out till game day. Good feeling though. Finally get back to it after putting the work in the off season. And actually have a jersey on, pants on, and have it mean something now. So it's exciting. And back with the boys.
Back with the boys.
I made the decision to reclassify my sophomore year of high school, so I went from being a sophomore to a senior. But I was ready to kind of bet on myself, and I knew that whatever the route would be, if I just put in the work, in the long run, good things are gonna come.
Mic check, good? Bro, ball is flying today.
Hey, I did it.
What? Oh, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, all right, that's okay. Back outside, running around. Let's go, baby.
George, when we drafted him, was 6'7", 230 pounds. Aaron Judge is 6'7", 275 pounds. When George gets his man strength, it's going to be dangerous.
You? Me. Judge and 𝗏𝗏.
What's up, big boy?
Hey, first time on the field swinging in months.
When I met George for the first time, it was very clear that he was mature beyond his years. He's a giant of a human being and you know, is a special athlete. You know, he looks like a big leaguer right now physically. As we all know, you know, it's about consistency in this game, and we look forward to seeing him carry it out.
Got better with the guys today and start off hot. Been excited all day, been in a good mood all day, and just feel great. You know, it's a little kind of still getting your feet wet in some of the baseball stuff, the base running, the defensive work in BP, all that sort of stuff. But you know, that's why we're out here early, get ready for the season. Spring training BP sucks on the field though, bro, because it's always that last round when you want one more and you're just done. One more. That was my last swing off the end. One more, no.
What's up, guys? It's Colson Montgomery here at my first Sox Fest. Didn't really know what to expect with it all. I would love to keep it.
I haven't recorded yours yet, so she's a big collector.
There you go. You sure? Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. So, fan, she made me a card of myself. So she made me one, and she made Brian Ramos one. It kind of just gave me a little different perspective on a lot of things. To have an impact on people's life like that is pretty cool. This right here is my dad, TJ Montgomery. Taught me everything I know. I try to have him come to wherever, just because all he's done for me when I was younger. He talked to Jerry Reinsdorf. He's making memories along the way too, so it's really cool. We got young prospect.
Oh, big camera.
Big donkey.
Just being able to get in front of those fans in Chicago, I mean, it just means more. It's different. It's awesome. I think there's a couple times where they mentioned 𝗏𝗏, and I'd like give him a little bump on the shoulder. make some jokes about him, you know, being in Chicago potentially this year. I think for Noah, it was starting to like sit in that like he could be a big leaguer really soon.
These people are fired up. Yeah.
It's cool seeing another guy from the area who just is going to have the chance to go play for his hometown team.
To be at Sox Fest and have your kid throw a shirt to you and actually catch it, it was an incredible experience. Started playing organized baseball around the age of 8. Between 8th grade freshman year, I think he grew about 6 inches. Freshman year to sophomore year, he grew another 6 inches. And I remember 𝗗𝗏 from the White Sox coming over. He's like, no, I see it. Your kid's going to get drafted at some point. We thought he was crazy.
Larry and I are good friends. What's up, buddy? We text daily. You know, no. Thanks. What was your first experience with the scouts?
Noah's first game senior year, there were just a ton of scouts out at his first game, and he pitched really well. And then a couple days later, he had mono, missed almost the whole season. So doctor's orders, he couldn't pick up a baseball, he couldn't lift weights, he couldn't do any training for 8 weeks. Then we kind of rushed him back, and all of a sudden he was terrible, and he had no control, and all the scouts were like, wow, what happened to this kid?
I have a different perspective of that outing. I was there with Mike Shirley and 𝗵cie 𝗄𝗏𝗟, and I think Noah got into the second inning, but hit a couple guys, walked a couple guys, didn't get out of the second inning. We get out to the parking lot. 𝗵cie 𝗄𝗏𝗟 says, you know, WTF, you know, what did you guys have me come here for? And Mike says to 𝗵cie, in front of this crowd, if he was as good as he was his first time out, we'd have no chance at him at 26.
With the 26th pick of the 2022 MLB draft, the Chicago White Sox select Noah Schultz, a left-handed pitcher from Oswego East High School in Oswego, Illinois.
Everybody's loss that day was the White Sox game.
As a dad, I was worried that I brought him back way too soon, but very happy with the outlook and how things have turned out, ending up with the White Sox.
Like, you get drafted and that kind of just gives you the opportunity. There's no guarantee that you'll ever make it. But at the end of the day, I'll have that chance to put on that uniform in Chicago. You know, people say minor leagues is such a grind, but at the end of the day, the off-the-field stuff, you know, cooking for yourself, cleaning, traveling from Airbnb to Airbnb, living just on the road. And I think it's like all those like off-the-field life things is what the grind really is. And so, you know, keep going now for year 2. Living in Airbnb with some of the guys. This is my one of my roommates, Burke, the Swiss Army knife, like I said.
That's good.
He's a dog, he's a grinder, and you know, definitely a good guy to live with. You know, keeps me locked in.
Trying to teach him a couple things, take him under my wing.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Little boy Caden.
How's it going?
Hey, say what's up, say what's up. This Caden Connor, came from Cali, both got drafted 2023. The roommate, the man, the boy Rakes. Caden's scared of the cameras. Caden's from Cali, Burke's from Louisiana. We're all from different areas, but here chasing the same goal, and it's motivating. Here's the room. Pretty straightforward. I mean, got to pack everything up in 2 suitcases, living on the road. Got a little bit of recovery stuff, a little PEMF and red light. You know, a little white noise machine to keep the sleep dialed in. You know, got the colognes to stay fresh. I mean, I don't want to give away my secrets, but I would say my top 2 are this Creed Silver Mountain water. You know, Creed's a cool brand, and Aventus is the really popular one, so I kind of wanted to go a little different route. Empty fridge right now. Need to hit some groceries, but this one thing that I'm always keeping stacked on is my water. Mountain Valley's best brand out there. So, yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got in the fridge right now. You know, you get to get away from baseball a little bit, have like an actual home type feel as opposed to, you know, living in the hotel or apartment. I mean, it's nice and just to feel like you have a little life away from the field.
My first time when I got invited to big league camp, I was the most nervous. The second year, less nerves, and then this year, it's all confidence. I would say I think about major leagues a lot, but at the end of the day, I have all these guys here, all these coaches. I have Getz, I have 𝗏𝗏, I have Marcus, Jim, all these guys that just tell me be where my feet are, because you never know what can happen.
Let's face it, hitting can be very tough. We pay very close attention to the daily work that these guys are putting in, and definitely are on top of things.
The knowledge that he knows is unmatched.
I was kind of the same way, that this foot fell this way. Then I was actually ready to run. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was almost a push-off.
I try to talk to him as much as I can, and I always just go up to him and I say, what do you got?
Yeah,
I want to do, because I'm putting so much force like down and through. All I can do is that.
Yeah,
after I swing.
because that's bringing you this way, right?
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest things is he's helping me on, is know what you like and know what you don't like. At the end of the day, you don't want yourself trying something that you know you can't really process.
What a great opportunity, right?
Of course.
It's fun.
For sure.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, spring training, it's a big time, you know, for pitchers to show who they are and hitters to show who they are as well. So the first live of the year, it's always important just because it's kind of the first time you face hitters. It shows what you've really put in through the offseason. The first one's kind of like the first stepping stone towards the season. Got out there, faced a bunch of the starters, and then in walks 𝗦𝗏cie 𝗰𝗶𝗹. I was watching him walk in the box. Definitely a guy that, you know, I've seen succeed so well and so many times on TV. I know there were a couple fastballs that I threw to 𝗦𝗏cie 𝗰𝗶𝗹 that, you know, I thought were like, oh, I'm going to get this by him, and then it wasn't even close, and he pulled it foul. Just shows how great of a hitter he is. Had a long at bat with him, got him to ground out, but definitely awesome to, you know, face those guys in spring training, get the work in, and make each other as best players as we possibly could be.
I mean, for me, 𝗏𝗏 looks extremely comfortable, right? Like, obviously, the stuff is undeniable. You know he's going to be a #1, #2 starter in the big leagues for a really long time. He's confident in his ability to pitch, and he's loving every minute of it. I just think the more innings he throws, the more he's going to get to know 𝗏𝗏 Schultz himself, what his tendencies are, and I think he's just going to take off from there.
Morning.
Media day?
Sir. Picture day.
Arms are so big.
It's funny, I had to crouch over there.
Wow, what a photo. You look good today, man. You look good today.
So, I got a little late start to the morning today. There's some traffic. I feel like a lot of it is more a grind mentally than physically. I really learned that last year, and I think it's making me into the player that I want to be. Media day, that's a wrap. It was a good one, third year, so ready for a good season.
Montgomery, big broad-shouldered kid, one of their top prospects.
Going back to my first Cactus League, actually in my second AB against the Cubs.
A couple of years ago, put up huge numbers. Last year, he had his struggles, but there's a lot of potential here.
He started off with a curveball, first strike. Me and Marcus, we were game planning it in the dugout. He was kind of telling me to bring him in and push him down, and he threw it exactly where I was looking for it and made a good swing on it.
That's it well to center field. Alcantara back at the warning track, and that is gone. White Sox fans will love to see that. Colson Montgomery, two-run homer off a lefty.
My dad, he was actually over in the family section, and then he was like, oh, I'm just gonna go see if I can go get the ball.
And take a look, his dad posted this. He actually got the homer ball, posted it.
Yeah, it was my first big league camp home run, but not gonna be my last.
𝗏𝗏 Schultz making his spring training debut for the Chicago White Sox.
I got my first Cactus League start. You know, my dad was in town, had grandma and grandpa in town. It was awesome. Woke up that morning with a bit of a fever. Didn't want to tell many people. Happened to tell my dad, who also told one person, who happened to be, you know, Brooke Fletcher, sideline reporter.
He told me he woke up with a fever and he had some chills this morning, but he was going to battle through it. So.
Wow, 𝗏𝗏 battling through an illness here. We were just with your dad, Larry. He actually told us that you were running a fever this morning, but you couldn't tell with your performance out there.
Yeah, woke up a little. I think it was a bit of nerves, bit of everything. Not really sure, but I'm happy I went out there. So the inning started, first batter single, and then got a quick double play. My dad was getting interviewed during it.
This is his dream to be pitching at the major league level. And double play. Sorry.
No, I'm applauding too.
And it's been his dream to get here, so I'm very happy for him and proud of him, the work he's put in.
It was definitely an experience that I'll never forget. It's something that he said he'll never forget as well. Some people said Jordan flu game, but I'm not going to say that. It was a spring training game.
And a good start for Noah Schultz.
We sat down with him prior to camp starting, and just to let him know that it wasn't about his performance. Really, it was about getting him comfortable in the major league clubhouse, and performance was secondary.
Number one, according to MajorLeagueBaseball.com, left-handed pitching prospect in all of the minor league system.
So after my second outing, it was the next morning, bullpen coach called me into Venables' office, and it was kind of them telling me, you're going back to minor league camp to get, back on the schedule, getting ready for the year.
Wouldn't have been shocked if he thought that, heck, I want to go out here and make the club, but it was all about preparing him for a healthy, productive 2025 season, and he feels accomplished about that, and we certainly do as an organization as well.
I definitely know that they have a good plan in place, and definitely excited for this year.
It was actually on my birthday, so I remember it vividly. I felt good, felt great, and then I just went in the cage. We were actually on the field hitting in the stadium and kind of just swung, and my back kind of locked up a little bit, just a little back spasm.
He missed 10 days, and at some point you got to make a decision what's best for Colson Montgomery, what's best for the Chicago White Sox.
I was in the lineup to play that day. I was out hitting the cage, and previous years, I know who comes gets you to put you in the office with everybody to send you down, and so when I saw him come walking towards me, I kind of had a good idea of it.
There's a lot that's going to factor into the decision. Certainly the on-field stuff, but it's a lot more than just what happens between the lines.
He had a hiccup in camp with health that made spring training maybe a little less smooth. I was very impressed with his defense. He was great with the routine play. Now he's going to go down to minor league camp. He was a guy that he wanted to be the starting shortstop on opening day. So with him getting the news that he's not going to be that guy is disappointing.
So yeah, I was a little pissed off about it.
If they're not upset getting optioned down, then they're probably in the wrong business.
We just felt like it was so important to get him off to a good start this upcoming season. And we felt like the best way to do that was to send him in Charlotte. The season will just unfold from there.